Okay, so once again, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, all of my friends around the world. Welcome to Sea Level Advanced Toastmaster Club, where we don't just speak, but we shine and come to the top. I am Slitinky, and I am over the moon today to see of your prize face tonight. And with the team, take me to the moons and we can take us as far as we can. Right. At sea level, we bring you to the top level at every meeting. And every meeting is like a little adventure. We learn, we laugh, and we lift each other's higher. So tonight, let's enjoy the rise, share our light, and have meeting that's out of the world. Okay, so once again, welcome to Silver Level Advanced Toastmaster Club with the slogan, bring you to the top level. We learn together here. Okay, yeah, that is opening speech for today from President. Thank you for everyone for being here. Sea level, bring you to top level. Okay, so now, once again, another greeting. So very happy to see you, the Sea Level family, and amazing guests. Welcome on board Sea Level Spaceship. I'm Litinki, the Toastmaster of the day, and tonight we will go on a magical trip together all the way to the moon. And before we fly, let me ask you a question. If you could visit a moon, what would you bring with you? If you could visit the moon, what could you bring with you? Yeah, what could you bring with you? Oh my God. For what? To make a laugh, make you laugh. You really sweet, monkey. Funny. All right. What about you guys? What would you bring when you can visit the moon? Sure. Well, very practical person. Of course, we cannot live without waters. Very practical. Very true. Cool. Oh, yeah. Okay. Of course, another practical person. Oh my God, the rocket. Oh, you guys, really funny. All right, and you really real cool to enjoy the Mid-Autumn Festival, and Ling will bring mooncake, space shoes, because I can break there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you think it's really far. Thank you, Bill, for sharing. Very practical. A lot of practical person. Okay. All right. That is very funny. What? Oh my God. So funny. Hey, he wants to bring you on the moon. It's just kidding. But I see you guys have very creative idea, and I'm very exciting to listen to more of the idea from you. And you know that someone just said that shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you will land among the stars. Shoot for the moon. If you miss, you still land among the stars. And that's exactly what we do at sea level. We aim high, we learn, we grow, and we shine together. So even we can reach the moon, we can among the stars. So everyone, let's fasten the seatbelt, and it's time to take off the meeting. Okay, are you ready? Yay! Let's give a heart light on screen, please. Light and heart, and yeah, and your love, please. Yeah, and now take the picture before the meeting. Take picture, take picture. Open the camera and take picture. Bill, Helen, Quỳnh Anh. Yay, yay. Hello, Bill. Long time no see. Yeah, okay. Okay, so everyone, let's smile. We take the picture. Yeah, yeah, before after meeting, and I compare you with you after the meeting. Oh, hello, Helen. Cool. Right, so everyone's quick name. Okay, everyone, let's smile and give me heart, please. Yay, heart. Yay. 3, 2. Okay, yay. Lovely. Okay, now the second part will be the letter C. Please, letter C, everyone. Yes, yes, cute. So cute, so cute. Yay. C level, bring you to the top level. Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Okay, beautiful. Yes. Oh my God. You are so adorable. Cool. Hmm? All right. Thank you, everyone. We have a very awesome picture. So now, no waiting for more. We start the meeting right now. All right. So in all of the meeting, we have some very important part. And today we have 4 exciting part on our stage journey today. So I would love to share to you the agenda, and you have closely look to this. So first of all, we will have the training and sharing section. We learn something very powerful to level up your speaking skill. And then we have prepared speech, the table topic, and last but not least, evaluation. We will have helpful feedback to grow faster. Right, so let's begin our flight to the moon today. Right, so now, first of all, the very first mission tonight is the training and sharing section, a very special sections where we learn new skill every meeting that make us a better speaker and storyteller. And please join me to welcome our amazing, awesome, generous trainer, Toastmaster Felix Dang. Right, he will show us a lot of secret today. All right, so now everyone give big round of applause for Felix to invite him on the stage. Yay! Welcome, Felix. Back to stage to you, the trainer today.
Firstly, do we need to introduce the counter to say about the time yet?
Oh my God, sorry. My bad. I'm too high. Okay, sure, of course. Thank you, Felix, for remind. So I would love to invite the timers of the meeting today to remind and to announce for everyone about the timing rule for the meeting. I would love to invite Toastmaster Tuyên Nguyễn to our timer of the meeting. Please welcome Toastmaster Tuyên on the stage. Yeah, please turn on the microphone, Toastmaster Tuyên.
Sorry. Oh, my sorry. Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. It's my pleasure to serve as a timer today. In this role, I will have 2 key responsibilities. First, as a timer, I will monitor the time for each section of the meeting, and for every speaker, I will signal using green, yellow, and red card to help speaker manage their time and ensure our meeting runs smoothly and on schedule. Secondly, at the R counter, I will listen carefully and not overuse words such as so and but and you know, or filler sound like At the end, I will share with you my observation. Back to you, Theody.
Thank you for a very clear announcement about timing rules and counters announcement. Lovely. So everyone pay attention to Tuyên background. Tuyên, so can you please like raise your virtual hand and people can pay attention to your background. All right. So thank you, Tuyên, for very clear introduction. So now, no waiting for more. We welcome our trainer today. Come back to the stage. Welcome, Toastmaster Felix.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Quick question. Why do some speakers keep us listening while others lose us only after 3 minutes? Any idea? Can you type the chat? I'm still waiting. Energy. Yes. Anything else? They're handsome. Okay. People love to mention what they're good at. Okay. What else? Story. Beautiful. Okay. Lee Ki love to mention what they're good at. Boring. Okay. All your answers are great. And they have one thing in common. They're all wrong. Just kidding. They're not totally wrong. They're just not the number one key that decide if people want to continue to listening to you or not. And here is my promise. If you know this key, you won't just tell story. You will make people hungry to hear every single word from you. So, when I was 19, my cousin asked me to try teaching in his English extra class. I worked in his class and there are around 20 secondary school students. And it was chaotic with girls talking loudly, boys playing games on smartphone, and others eating noodles. But I had a plan. I didn't shout. I didn't bang the board. I just stood still, crossed my arm, stay silent. Then I moved my eyes slowly around the class and looked straight into their eyes, just like I'm doing right now. 10 seconds. 2 or 3 kids stop. 20 seconds, the whole class start to kind of whisper, hey, what's wrong with him? And then 30 seconds, absolute silence. Then I smiled and said, good, but I challenge you to keep this silent for 1 minute. The kid was kind of, easy. And suddenly, a whole minute sat in silence. I said, wow, impressive. I thought you guys didn't know how to keep silent. When I used to be a secondary student like you, Okay. You notice something? I didn't even finish the story, but you're still waiting for what's next. So, welcome to today's training. A tip from Craig Valentine, the 1999 world champion of public speaking. This is a 3-step process that includes 3 T. 1. Tapping into your audience's mind. 2. Teasing them to want to know more. And 3. Transporting them into your story. And remember, all of this happened before the story. Now let's go back to my story with my secondary school student to break it down. First one, tap. Can you guess what I did to tap into the student mind? Please sign the chat. What I did to tap into the student mind. I kept silent to let them pay attention to me. Secondly, tease. I challenged them to keep the silence for 1 minute. So may I ask you, what inside the student that I teased? What inside the student that I teased? I will give the answer now. It's a curiosity. I make them so curious about the reason why that new teacher is not their teacher nowadays, daily, but this new teacher want them to keep silent for. What do he want me to do? So they're so curious. Thirdly, transport. Once I had enough their attention and curiosity, I gently transported my student into the story when I was also a secondary school student without any announcement. So let's go with me into detail for the technique. Step 1, tap. Tap means catching the audience attention. And here is 5 ways. First one, direct question. May I ask you what's the reason that we procrastinate again and again? This way is classic, but still powerful because it forces the listener brain to answer. Number 2, strong statement of fact. 70% of people give up just a few days after sharing or starting a new goal. This way trigger the attention of the listener to consider if they themselves are in the statement or not. I guess all of you use direct question or fact at least one to start your speech, right? Okay. So number 3, prop or image. We bring on the stage a prop or image. In the speech named I See Something of the World Champion of Public Speaking 2024, Hitarachi, he used a rose as a prop and started his speech by sniffing it. Now, can anyone tell me once you have used this method in your speech? Anyone? Can I have a hand? Toastmaster Mickey. Okay. Number 4, story hook. Jump into action right away. I was standing on the stage, sweat poured down my face, and judges were starting to tap the pen. Okay, that's an example. Everyone here, I guess, there was at least one in your life you're going to watch an action movie, right? So mostly on the director, they always started their movie with an action scene or a moment that they thought that were thrilling, dramatic, and probably could make the viewers stay focused. So you put the action into at the beginning of your story that can catch their attention. And finally, that's exactly what I use with my secondary school student. Strategic silence. Silence can grab attention by triggering the brain to notice the sudden absence of familiar noise, creating the anticipation for the why or for what comes next. Anyone here who used silent treatment in a relationship may be familiar with this tool. So on this method, they tap into the listener brain and make them instantly pay attention. But attention is not enough because the audience have not been given enough motivation yet to lean forward and listen to our story. Then, step 2, tease. Tease, tap and tease. Number 1, believe tease. All what you think can cause procrastination are wrong. Or, what if I told you sometime the person who ignored you was the one that cared for you the most? See? This method is to make you think, wait, that can't be right. But then you wanted to hear more. Number 2, curiosity tease. In the next 3 minutes, you will know the number 1 reason most people quit their goal. Or, like I did with my secondary school student, I challenged them to stay quiet for 1 minute and make them wonder, what is the purpose of this? I'm so curious. Tell me, teacher. Okay, raise your hand now if you ever kept watching a boring YouTube video to the end, just because the title of this video promised you an answer. Raise your hand. Okay, let's see what you hear. Exactly. Curiosity make us stay. And next one, empathy tease. Empathy tease. Because maybe you also feel stuck. So I want to tell you about the years that I battled procrastination. Yeah, that's empathetic. And it makes the audience feel we are going to tell this story for them. And they are the main character in our story. So all these methods are teased They tease the emotion of the listener and make them feel, tell me more, please. And that is the moment we transport them into our story. Quietly, sneakily. So step 3, transport. What does that mean? It means you should never say, now I'm going to tell you a story. The moment you say that, people may switch into relaxed mode. The moment you say, I'm going to tell you a story, people are gonna relax and hear a story and let their mind drift away. Instead, don't do that. Just start your story. Let them step into your story without even realizing it, while they still pay attention, still curious, still waiting after being tapped and teased. And that's the real art of the transport. Some of you may think, even 3 steps before a story, Felix? I understand your feeling, but do you think that human ability to focus nowadays had dropped so dramatically? I bet none of you can stare straight into the camera for just 10 seconds. Wow, I can feel the effort in your eyes, and it reminds me of a time when I was exactly like that, unable to hold my attention. I was in university, preparing for an important exam, but right after that, 10 seconds of focus to me felt like 10 hours, and I took my phone out to be distracted. Oh, you're in my story again. Did you realize that? What did I do? Can you tell me what did I do to tap? I tapped you with a question about human ability to focus, right? And then, what did I do to tease? Can you type in the chat? Okay. I teased your curiosity by challenging you to look straight into the camera for 10 seconds. Then, I transported you smoothly into my story by appreciating your effort. And that's also my effort to not be distracted when I was in university. And you're in my story. Okay. And that is how you should start a story. Any question? Discussion time. Can you time the chat? Do you have any? Oh, let's pause back and read a little bit comment. Okay. Never use a prop, but that's a good idea. Yes.
I
You
have a
one more.
question.
Okay.
I have a question.
Okay. On your stage, Mr. Thomas here.
How to apply tap, tea, and transport when we prepare a speech?
Let's start with in the last session, you have been in the last training session, you have been prepared by Lee Twinkie about the foundation phrase. So you have one foundation phrase like a bone, a backbone for everything you put in. So you can try every method you can in my tap, tease, and transport. And if it doesn't fit that foundation phrase, you let it out. Maybe in some situation, like question is appropriate, but in some situation, it depends on your foundation phrase. The statement or maybe a prop could be more appropriate. Like when I usually talk about my emotional moments in my life, I often use a prop. But mostly when I start with an idea, not a story, I often use just a data first, like 70%, or do you know in a survey that this scientist or the researcher say that? And you can start with it. And then you tease them by, you tease them when you say about that data, like most of the one in the earth in that, but maybe you're not. kind of blah blah. And then you can transport smoothly into your story somehow. But the most important thing here is what's suitable for the backbone, keep it. Not suitable, leave it away.
Okay, thank you. So if I understand well, so the message, the foundational phrase is the backbone of the speech.
Yes.
And then we have to try different method to tap into the audience minds to see if it fit the message or not.
It doesn't mean you have to try, but you can draw a speech, you can draw a script, and then you and when you practice, you do the rehearsal, you will know what is smooth, what is the smoothest process from tap, tease, and transport. There must be a 3T process that fit together and fit the backbone of your foundational phrase. I believe that because I did in my example.
So first we have to, the first step we have to have the message. And then the second step, what should we do? We tap?
No,
Or
we have the foundational phrase, the message and then we try this 5 way into to see what the most suitable. I haven't said that you don't try it, but you try it in your rehearsal and you will know what is the most suitable.
How do we know that?
That's a really hard question. Because we need an example. Like you can see in my example, we have no rules here. Firstly, I tell you to look straight into camera. I mentioned something, then I tell you to look straight into camera, and then I talk about my story. There's no rules here. But I just know that tap, tease, and transport is the best thing you can try before you start your story. And you can rehearsal so many times. You have so many times before your speech to do that. And that is not a really huge part. It's just around 4 or 5 sentences. I believe that. So it's not take too long to prepare and rehearsal.
Okay, thank you.
Because it takes me not too long to think about this example. So I believe that you can do that because yeah. So any more question? Do we turn on mic? Teasing is like equivalent of triggering, I guess. Yes. Maybe are. Okay, so if there's no question, I'm gonna tell you something. Here's something you may not have noticed. Because from the very beginning of this training session, you have been inside the tap, tease, and transport process. I start the training session by tapping you with direct question. Why do some speakers keep us listening while others lose us after only 3 minutes? Then I use belief tease to own your answer that they are all wrong, to tease your belief. And then I use curiosity tease when I said, I give you a promise that how well you could start your story after this training session. So you believe tease and curiosity tease. Oh, and finally, without ever announcing, let me tell you a story. I transported you into my story with my secondary school student and into the training session answer. Do you notice that? You've been inside the 3T process until this very moment. Did you realize that? So here is my invitation. In your next speech, try tap, tease, and transport right at the beginning of your story. Do it, and you will not just tell a story. You will make your audience hungry for them. And when your audience is hungry, they don't just listen, they will travel to the moon with you. So thank you. See you in the next training session. Thank you for your time.
Wow. on time. I have to say, very impressive, very, very impressive. And he led me to one surprise to another, to another, and to another, and I cannot keep my eye off him. Right, so a big round of applause, a lot of her for him, please. Really appreciate the sharing and training today. Very exciting section. Okay, thank you so much, Felix. You make a surprise, and you can look at the chat board. It's booming because of your sharing. It's booming because you make people surprised so much. Thank you. And now, everyone, don't forget to try the trick, the tips, the secret that Felix did share to us today. Okay, so now we may I ask Toastmaster Tuyên Nguyễn, yeah, how much time did he spend for the training? Yeah.
Felix Dang spent 22 minutes, and he 22 minutes, and he have some filler words four times.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Tuyên Nguyễn, for very clear report. So now we move to the next, and I say very exciting or scaring section, but I will hope you will apply what Felix did share to have a very surprising answer. We move to table topic section that was led by a very charming lady. A long time we don't see her. Toastmaster Quỳnh Anh, let's join me. Welcome her on the stage. Yay.
Yay! Hello, hi everyone. Long time you don't see me, and I came here with flu. But the good thing about being online is that you won't catch my online flu. You just got the scariest thing of table topics. Hi everyone, so nice to see all of our familiar faces today. Wow. Right. So today Felix did bring us a really insightful training about tap, tease, and transport, which is basically about making a hook for your presentation. And for the table topic sessions, my part would be to help Felix to help you practice the things that just being said in his sessions. So before we go into this very insightful session, let's have Tuyền on the spot again to tell you about the time that you should not cross. To Tuyền Nguyễn, please.
Thank you, Toastmaster Quỳnh Anh. For the table topic session, each speaker will have up to 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I will raise green card at the 1 minute, the yellow card at the 1 minute and 30 seconds, and the red card at the 2 minutes. After the red card, you still have 30 seconds to wrap up your speech. At the same time, I will also be noting any overused words and filler sound. So please be mindful. I wish all of speakers the best of luck. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Yeah, thank you, Tuyền. So in our room today are all experienced Toastmaster, right? We have this meeting without any guests. So I believe that we should have a challenge that whoever crossed the time or have should be the one who treat us with milk tea for the next meeting, right? If you're in for the challenge, can you give us some hearts, right? Means that you commit to not crossing 2 minutes and 30 seconds and no at all. Wow, Tuyền, I see Tuyền, Bill, and Lee, Twinkie, and even Hoàng Linh. Yes, what about the others? Toastmaster Maggie, here with you. You're not confident you will cross the time? Let's hope that not happen, okay? So let's dive right into our session today. And in here, you can see that my slide is exactly like Felix because yes, I copy him, but I made some adjustment. So this is not 100% copycat, right? So our topic today is about taking me to the moon. I think that is a very special season because every year in Vietnam and in Southeast Asia, we welcome the Mid-Autumn Festival, right? But as we grow older, we don't have much chance or opportunity to celebrate the joy of this season anymore. That's why I think that for this table topic session, I would like to hear everyone's sharing about their Mid-Autumn season. Before we go into that, let's just tap, tip, and transport into some of the things that you just learned. Just a quick reminder, because in the table topic session today, I will give you a clue of the tap or the tease that you should be using when you're answering the questions. Okay? Are you ready? If you're ready, can you type number 1 in the chat for me? Number 1, everyone, if you are ready for the challenge. Wow, Lee is number 1, 1, 1. I see that everyone is 1, 1. Oh, come on, everyone. Whoa. Yay. Yes, right. So remember the tab, right? The hook. You can have direct question, statement, prop, story, or just pure silence. And as well for the tease, and then go into your speech. All right? So for the very first questions I would reveal to you, that is now. If in our room, actually there are some foreign friends who may not know about Mid-Autumn Festival. I don't know if Bill know about it at all. He has been in Australia for too long. And Holland, how many years have you been in Vietnam? Maybe you don't know what is Mid-Autumn Festival. So let's count on our Vietnamese friends to describe what is Mid-Autumn Festival. And the challenge is that you need to use a prop or image. A prop or an image. So maybe if you have a lantern next to you or a mooncake that you are eating halfway on that, you should use that as a prop for this. All right? Any volunteer? Okay, as usual, no one volunteer. I know. So let's have now our first one, Toastmaster Thiết. Toastmaster Tiet is like a food blogger. I know that she has a lot of stories about food, but I'm not sure if she has something. So Toastmaster Tiet, to you.
Mid-Autumn Festival. Oh my God. I think the Mid-Autumn Festival is a festival for children to celebrate. I don't know, celebrate what? I don't know. But because it is a festival for the children, but I don't know why the adults, they often celebrate it more than the children. And in this festival, we have mooncake, and we have lantern, and the children often play with the lantern. But I, to be honest, I don't know what does the lantern means in the festival. So so what is what all I know. So, and actually I don't celebrate the Mid-Autumn Festival. It's like a normal day for me. So I really don't care about it, but I'm happy to see that the people around me celebrating it and they are happy. So I hope I hope you have some sense of meaning about Mid-Autumn Festival from my perspective. But I think maybe you need to hear from another fellow Toastmaster to know more about this festival.
Oh yeah, thank you Toastmaster Tiet for destroying Mid-Autumn Festival. Oh my gosh. Okay, yes. It's good that you are honest, right? Not any one of us celebrate Mid-Autumn. Even when you are a kid, Toastmaster Tiet?
When I was a kid, I was happy when it comes to Mid-Autumn Festival because I will have chance to eat candies. And at that time, my family was poor, and I'm so
Oh.
excited to eat candy. But now when I grow up, I become adult, I can buy a lot of candy, so I'm not so excited when
Yes, I see. When you have money, it loses the joy. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Tiết. So coming back to that question, if we were to use a prop, it could be anything. Like for example, this. Can you see the thing that I'm showing now? Yeah. So this is actually a certificate that I volunteer in a mid-autumn event in a hospital. So this is how I celebrate mid-autumn. So to me, mid-autumn is about spreading the joy to the children and to everyone likewise. So it could be like Toastmaster Tip, who eat candies to feel the joy. Or could it be someone when you bring the joy to a small kid, it's the spirit of mid-autumn. Yeah. And that's how you can use like a prop inside your speech, not anything that can be related to the topic, right? Yeah, thank you, that's it. Yeah, good try. So now let's come into our second question. This. Now, as a child, how does your mid-autumn night look like? And for this, I would like to have everyone use the story hook, which means that you would jump into by describing about the time, the moment, the feeling of a night when you celebrate mid-autumn when you were a child. Now, who would like to volunteer? Let me see the number 111. How about Toastmaster with you? Hey, let's welcome Toastmaster with you for her comeback with this question.
Hello, everyone. I'm so happy to be back. For this question, I'll take you back to the time when I first celebrated the Mid-Autumn Festival. So at that time, my mom was walking all the way from my home to the hospital in order to give birth to me. So I celebrated my first Mid-Autumn Festival before I was born. And it was a full moon day. And my mom at that time, you know that Vietnam, we still had a very tough economic situation. And she didn't have enough money to get a ride from home to the hospital. And she had to walk all the way from my home to the hospital. And it was around like 2 or 3 miles, like 6 or 7 kilometers. At that time, when she was walking along the long road, she had me in her belly. And at that time, when she looked up to the sky, she saw the moon. It was so bright, and she felt like a lot of hopes for me. And she told me that at that time, what she really was thinking about was about my future. She hoped that when I grew up, I would be able to would be able to shine as bright as the moon. And that is also the reason why she named me Minh Nguyệt, which means full moon in Vietnamese. So that is the story about how I celebrated my first Mid-Autumn Festival in my life.
Wow. Oh, amazing. That's such a touching story. Toastmaster with you. Wow, I don't even know that. Oh, everyone, please give some hearts to Toastmaster with you. Wow, the very amazing story of how she celebrated her first Mid-Autumn Festival and how she got that beautiful name. Wow, sometimes a question can bring you to such very interesting fact, right? I could never know that. Thank you for your sharing. And I hope that the next question will also bring you to share some personal and deep story that help us to learn more about you. Now, for the next question. You know the term take me to the moon. Take me to the moon often means like utter joy, or like you go over the moon, which means that if you could celebrate this amazing moment of going to the moon and just be filled with all of the happiness in this world, then who would you take to the moon with you? I think this is a very interesting question. Maybe I will invite some person I think that is full of love and emotion. Toastmaster Bill?
Oh, I thought I escaped that one because you said love and emotion. I'm definitely without any love or emotion.
But use direct question, okay? Your challenge.
Wow. If I could take anyone to the moon with me, who would that be? Wow. Okay, that's a very tough question. Now, this is a challenge this is a question is very challenging. First thing that comes to mind is my daughter. I would love to take my daughter to the moon. It's an interesting place. It would be very nice. I would, yeah, somebody I care about. Yeah, absolutely. But should we just limit it to one person? Can we take lots and lots of people? Can I take the Sea Level Toastmasters Club? Absolutely. There you go. I'm not going to limit it to one person. I'm going to make this a big, big rocket. We're going to take the whole Sea Level Club with us because all of you are people I care about, and it is a wonderful thing. I wouldn't want to leave anybody out. I'd take you all. Maybe we dump him at the moon and then we keep going. And we would, it would be a wonderful, lovely trip. And we'd leave Hip there, which would be good. And I know that Queen Anne would probably hit me in the head if I did something like that. So yes, that's the answer. Wouldn't be one particular person. It's like, who's your favorite person out of Sea Level? That wouldn't be fair. It's like saying, who's your favorite child? I'd take everyone. So back to you, Gwen-Anne.
Okay, thank you, Bill. Hope that cliche question will give you the vote from everyone. I especially like the part that we can dump Hiệp there. Don't worry, that's a good suggestion. Okay, but you forgot about a direct question, by the way. Oh my gosh. Oh, now let's go to our next question. You know that in Mid-Autumn events, we have a lot of characters. We have the story about Quỷ. Have you heard about Quỷ? Yeah, the guy who got dragged to the moon with his tree. And then we have Chị Hằng with his sister Moon, or the rabbit. So, if you can become a Mid-Autumn character, who would you become? You can even make your own character. And for this, I would like you to use the technique of tap silence. Okay. For this, I would like to invite Toastmaster Hoàng Linh.
Oh, it's a good question. Do you think you will be a main character or the romance? And for me, I chose become a rabbit because in the moon, maybe Koi will be a husband of Jihan, and he has no free. Then I chose a free animal and can place everywhere around the trees, the big trees, and on the moon, and just watching their world, Koi and Jihan world. And just my thinking, my idea. And back to you,
So Toastmaster Ling, what would you do if you were a rabbit? What is the role of the rabbit? Tell us more.
Because the rabbits like cats and it's so cute.
Okay, so you like to be cute and silent and not husband, not Chihang. Okay, because you're already married. Oh my gosh, I'd expect it to be deeper question, but oh, mine. There's always a gap between your expectation. Thank you, anh Hoàng Linh, for a very honest answer. And Tuyền, do we still have time for another, or it's over now?
We can take one question. Yeah.
Okay, for one last question. All right. So one last question that we have for the table topic session today, and this will his. Now, we heard many sharing about the Mid-Autumn Festival, and we know that by time it's changed a lot. So, in your opinion, should we keep the festival as it is traditionally, or should we modify, adjust it through time? And for this, let's use the type of statement or fact. For this question, can I invite Toastmaster Maggie?
Okay, sure. Can you hear me well?
Yeah.
All right, so let's begin. Well, can you see this picture over here? I use it to prepare for your first question, but no. So, our Mid-Autumn Festival is often compared to Halloween in the Western countries. So this is a very traditional festival for kids, and this is a very meaningful day when adults show kids the love and the care, and they can gather around. It's a part of their beautiful childhood. And when I was younger, I also experienced that joy, of just carrying the lanterns around the village, having fun with my friends. And I believe that our kids deserve this today. Because why? Because we are in the world where kids are glued to mobile phones, to screens. So they don't actually have a chance to know the value of community or being outdoors anymore. And that's something that I feel truly we need to keep that as a tradition. And of course, there should be modifications, like, the mooncake, the variety of mooncakes. Now we have like millions of different flavors, and that add to the joy of the festival. But for the main, like the core spirit of the festival, we shouldn't change it. We just should keep it the way it is, all about the moon, the lanterns, the joy, and the childhood of our children. Yes, so that is my belief. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Maggie. Well, expected our very deep person keep the spirit of Mid-Autumn as it is, even though that the format can change through time. Oh, finally. Thank you, Toastmaster Maggie. And I think that I still have around 2 more minutes when I want to maximize the time that everyone's speaking. So I will invite one last person, that is Toastmaster Thắng, who is a guest to our meeting today. Toastmaster Thắng, are you ready for the last question?
Not quite ready.
What? What?
Just go ahead.
The last question for you. How can adults have fun in Mid-Autumn Festival? And let's try to use the tease with belief.
what do you think adults could do on Mid-Autumn Festival? Just like what Miss Tick just described to us, she didn't have much recollection of what Mid-Autumn Festival means to her. Uh, I'm not so sure if we as adults have anything we could do on this day, but from my personal experience, just recently I participated in a small workshop where I was joining hands with my friend to make the mooncakes to provide for children in the mountainous areas. So it's like a voluntary thing that we do every Mid-Autumn Festival. And I the thing about this activity is that I voluntarily do it. I put my money into doing that without asking for anything back. And I chose this for a reason because I want to see how it's like to make the mooncakes, how it's like to be surrounded by the people that you want to get to know more. And I have been at the activity, making the mooncakes for like 2 to 3 times this mid-autumn season. And I have to say honestly that I get to know new friends and I get to experience what it's like to make the mooncake. And I have to say it's a laborious experience. It takes lots of time, lots of efforts to make the mooncakes that you are eating. And of course, it tastes good. So for adults, I think we can try to use this season as a way to connect with the people that we know, try to experience new things in this Mid-Autumn festivals, and try to do some meaningful things for the community and also for the society. Yes, that's my answer.
Thank you, Toastmaster Thắng. So there are a lot of things that we can do to celebrate the season, even when it's not deemed like us. Like Toastmaster Maggie said, right? The spirit is there, and in each of us, I believe that there's a child that always like to play, like hang out, like going to the moon with all of the friends and Dâm Hiệp there, for example. So I hope that you all keep this fun spirit. So whatever season, that's just an excuse for us to have fun. So now let's come to Tuyền for the recap of the time and the Let's welcome Tuyền.
First of all, congratulate all of speakers for the great performance. Now here's a timing report. Toastmaster Thick, 1 minute and 44 seconds. Toastmaster Nguyệt Chu, 1 minute and 55 seconds. Toastmaster Bill, 1 minute and 53 seconds. Toastmaster Linh, 1 minute and 15 seconds. Toastmaster Maggie, 1 minute and 37 seconds. Toastmaster Thắng, 2 minutes and 12 seconds. All of them are eligible to vote. Yeah, congratulations. In terms of tracking filler words, Toastmaster Thick, you, and so, and true, Toastmaster Nguyệt use one time. Toastmaster Bill and Toastmaster Maggie have no filler words. And Toastmaster Thắng is used for I hope this helps speaker become more aware and make an effort to reduce those filler words in the near future. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Wow, very clear and detailed report. Thank you, Tuyền, so much for reminding us about the filler words and time with time. So now is let's take 1 minute to vote for your favorite speaker in the table topic section. And I have to admit that the table topic section is like a mini adventure on to the moon. I love the way Quỳnh Anh like suggests us to answer and encourage us to use what we have learned from Felix also. Very insightful and like exciting journey today. Thank you, Quỳnh Anh, for very great sections. So now may invite you think in your mind what is your favorite speaker, and you can look at all the speakers on the chat board. And may I invite Toastmaster Hoàng Linh can send the voting link for people for voting. Yeah. Okay. So please take a minute to vote, and if you finish, type number 5 on the chat board, please. And don't forget, choose the correct section, that is table topic section. Yeah, it's a really hard decision, but we have made it. Oh, really hard. Okay, I finished. Yay, number 5. I finished. I keep fighting for the next section. Bye. Yes, thank you, Toastmasters. All of you almost finished. Ooh, thank you. It's lovely. All right. So now, no waiting for more. We move to the next sections. I compare that is the heart of every meeting. That is prepared speech. All right. And in this prepared speech today, we will listen to 3 stories from 3 speakers today. From Toastmaster Thiết, Hoàng Linh, and Thảo Nhiên also. Now, and I would love to invite Toastmaster Tuyên on the stage to announce about the timing rule for this section. Welcome on the stage.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Lee. I'm back to share the timing rule for this session. For the prepare a speech of Toastmaster Thiết and Toastmaster Linh, the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes and 30 seconds. I will show the green card at the 5 minutes, yellow card at the 6 minutes, and the red card at 7 minutes. After the red card, you will still have 30 seconds to wrap up your speech. For Toastmaster Nhiên, who will deliver icebreaker speech, the maximum time is 6 minutes and 30 seconds. So I will raise the green card at the 4 minutes, yellow card at the 5 minutes, and the red card at 6 minutes. It means you have still 30 seconds to conclude your speech. Good luck to all the speakers. Back to you, Toastmaster Lee.
Okay, thank you, Tuyên. Just a little bit adjustment. Actually, today we have no special speed. All the speed go from 5 to 7 minutes. Even from Toastmaster Maggie, she changed the speed into a normal speech from 5 to 7. So let's count her as a like normal speaker. Right, no icebreakers today. Right, we'll be waiting for the icebreaker next meeting. Hope so. All right, thank you, Tuyên, for sharing about timing rule. So now, no waiting for more, not let you guys waiting too long. We jump into the heart of the journey today, previous speech. First, I would love to welcome on the stage Toastmaster Tuấn Hiệp will share to us about the purpose of the first speaker. Welcome Toastmaster Tuấn Hiệp on the stage.
Do you know why I am the evaluator for countless times? Because I love to hear the speeches that comes from C-levels member.
Wow.
They always did amazing whenever I heard to their speech. They bring a lot of energies and also insightful experience thanks to their life and work, especially when I have the chance to evaluate someone who live in a foreign country like Miss Thiết, who already lived in France for various years. So for the speech title, which is Shortcut, I hope that she can bring us to the roller coaster of mood. And also the thing is, I love to hear everything from her, especially on her experience So now, without further ado, please come to the stage, Toastmaster Thiết Vũ with her speech. Give her a round of applause.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tuấn Hiệp, for very sincere sharing about his feeling. I'm very happy when he said that he liked to listen to all those prepared speech in syllable, and I hope you have the same feeling. I myself very excited in each and every prepared speech. So now let's welcome on the stage our first speaker today, Toastmaster Thiết Vũ, with the speech title Shortcut. Shortcut, Toastmaster Thiết Vũ.
Imagine you are sitting in an examination room. You want to finish your exam as quickly as possible, and you hand in your paper first. The result is you don't get a perfect score because you rush and you make mistakes. Meanwhile, your classmate next to you works slowly, carefully, and earns a perfect score. How would you feel in that moment? Madam President, fellow Toastmaster, and distinguished guests, have you ever wanted to achieve something fast? And what is the result? I still remember when I was at 7 years old. On a sunny summer noon, after school, I wanted to go home quickly because on that day, my family had a memorial day for one of my relatives who had passed away. I had two choices. The first choice, I can take the usual route that my parents always took me on, but then I would be late. The second choice, take a shortcut. The shortcut is a very small road with flooded rice field on both sides, and I had to cross a section that both rice field met. I was standing in front of the water at the crossing. In my mind, there were two voices. The first voice said that, what if it's deep here? You should go back and take the safe road. The second voice said, go back. If you go back now, then you will be late. Just cross. In the worst case, the water level will only reach your neck. So I crossed. I walked halfway and I noticed the level water was only reached my thighs. I felt relief and I thought, it's shallow here, so let's keep going. And suddenly, I slipped into a well under the water. All my body fell into the well. The water covered my head. I was terrified. I struggled to rise up and shouted out, Uncle Ching, Uncle Ching, because his house was closed. I don't remember how many times I have to shout it out. But what I heard in return was silence. After many struggles, I felt tired and fainting. I decided to give up. And at that moment, I thought I would die today. I realized that shortcut is fast and furious. Sometimes going slow but reaching target is more important. And you know, I'm standing here with you. It means that Uncle Ching did hear me and pull me out on time. It has been 28 years since that day passed. In life, sometimes I want to achieve things fast. But that childhood lesson reminded me that shortcut is fast and furious. That's why I choose the path which is slow but safe to avoid the hidden hole ahead. But you know, sometimes I go so slow that I wonder, how can I go fast? How can I go fast? And I have found the answer since the time I joined Toastmasters in January 2025. In Toastmasters, I had a mentor who is an experienced speaker who had already walked the path before me. That mentor have shown me many shortcuts to become a better speaker. And every time I apply those shortcuts, I move faster on the journey of public speaking. And now I learned that the right shortcuts lead you to success is learning from the person who have already walked the path before you. So now, if there's something you want to achieve fast, what would you do? Find a mentor who has already been there. Find a mentor who can give you the right shortcuts. Because the fastest ways move forward in life is learning from the person who has already arrived. Back to our Toastmaster of the day.
Wow, very touching and insightful sharing. Shortcut. First of all, we thought shortcut is not good, but after speech, she give us the surprise. The right shortcut can like save a lot of time. And we also know the importance of a mentor. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Thiet. I love to listen from your sharing all the way. Thank you, lovely speech. So now we move to the next speech today. The next speech will come from no other than Toastmaster Hoàng Linh. And I would love to invite on the stage Toastmaster Thắng Nguyễn, good evaluator for Toastmaster Hoàng Linh, will share the purpose of the speech. Welcome, Toastmaster Thắng Nguyễn.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hưng Lee. The purpose of Toastmaster Lin's speech today is to learn about different communication styles and identifying his primary communication style. Prior to his speech, Toastmaster Hoàng Linh has asked me to focus on 2 points. First is to notice, to pay attention to his use of filler words throughout the speech. And the second point is to pay attention to his vocal variety throughout the speech. Just 2 of the points. And I am surprised and a bit curious about his speech title today, Nightmare. And I can hear the scream from his title because I know that he's a rock singer and this title really intrigued me a lot. So look forward to your speech, and Lin, best of luck. Back to you, RTOD.
Okay, thank you, Thắng Nguyễn. The title makes us scary a little bit. So now, no waiting for more, let's invite Toastmaster Hoàng Linh on the stage with the speech title, nightmare. Nightmare, Toastmaster Hoàng Linh.
Hello. This project is finding my communication style, and next I will tell you a story related to my communication style. Have you ever thought that a simple visit to the doctor could turn into a nightmare? Fellow Toastmaster and guests, that day I only want some medicine. Instead of pills, I brought home a missing paper and an emergency surgery. I went to ask for a Panadol, but doctor gave me a free combo, knife and stitches. I remember at 6 a.m. on Friday, I went to the hospital and had blood drawn and some tests done. After the result came back, the doctor said, "You need surgery today." I was shocked, but my direct style took over. I signed the form and I called to my wife, "Honey, pack some clothes. I will stay in the hospital for a few days." And then I called to my boss and asked for a week off. I thought it could be quick, but that's only the beginning. And I remember that's my situation at that time, like the opening scene of the music video Nightmare of the rock band Advanced Sevenfold. The begin with a man lying on the hospital bed, being repaired to be taken into the operation room. That is exactly my experience. And nightmare! Now your nightmare come to life. Yeah, in the operation room, I was naked, nose without clothes. They tie my legs up in the air, and I thought just like a Chinese film dramas when they contrast a man to make him unique. And the air on the operation room was very cold while I was not wearing any clothes. Then the nurse said, "Spinal anesthesia," and the needle pierced my back. I feel like I had an electric shock to my toes, and the half of my body, including my leg, disappeared. 30 minutes later, surgery was done, but I returned to my bed bloody, messy, and facing months of recovery. 3 days in hospital, 3 months unable to sick. And when I come back to work, I had to stand up with my laptop. Silicon Valley said standing deck are cool, but for me, peer tortures. The one who suffered most was my wife. He waited outside the operation room and cared for me every day for 3 months, never complained. And that's when I realized love is stronger than painkiller, actually stronger than morphine. And this nightmare showed me and showed me my primary communication style is direct. With my doctor, a fast decision. Sign to the form and go to the hospital. With my wife, clear instruction with my college re-excited world. And the lifestyle kept me calm, but it was my wife's supportive style and my colleagues' empathy, and that truly helped me survive. And during recovery in the hospital, I look at the full moon through the window. It's bright and raw. Sometimes it's hidden by clouds and light in the same. And with the love and support are the moonlight that keep us smiling, even when we're standing working with the last star in pain. My life feel tired. Thank you.
Okay, wow. Right. Thank you, Toastmaster Hoàng Linh will give us a very sincere story. And I believe that he have to experience a lot of emotion in this case. And my doctor is, my mother is work in hospital, and I can understand the feeling when you have to go to the hospital for a long time. So scary. And congratulations, Toastmaster Hoàng Linh, for having a very wonderful wife, wonderful family, great support from family. And at last, we can overcome this hurtness. All right, thank you, Toastmaster Hoàng Linh. Beautiful story. So now we move to the very last prepared speech today. Come from Toastmaster Maggie. So now I would love to invite on the stage the evaluator from Maggie's. That is Toastmaster Felix. Right. Felix, welcome on the stage.
So, our next speaker is someone that can easily light up any room with her radiant smile and graceful presence. She's not only beautiful on the outside, but also carried a voice that's so gorgeous. That's my first impression with her. And that is feels like a melody that you want to hear until the end of your life. Tonight, he's bringing us on a non-pathway speech with a very impressive title, Special Edition. So please give Toastmaster Maggie an applause and welcome her on the stage.
Thank you.
Back to you.
A very charismatic way to introduce speech. Right. So everyone join me to welcome Toastmaster Maggie on the stage with the speech title, Special Edition. Special Edition, Toastmaster Thảo Nhiên.
Good evening, everyone. Okay, so first, I will share with you something. Can you look into the chat? Yes, and that is an AI-generated picture of me. Yes, and I see that this trend is everywhere, right? It has been everywhere on Facebook. And I was a little bit late, so I just tried it yesterday. How about you guys? So some of you may be even further behind than me. Okay, so on the one hand, it might seem like a fun trend. But actually, if you think about it, it is quietly shaking up an entire industry. And that is the industry of photographers, photo editors, and even studios. Now I know, some of you might be thinking, you sound exactly like the scammer who trying to sell me the AI course. And you wonder, how can it be possible? Because ChatGPT is so dumb, it cannot even solve a simple math question. But hear me out. 2 months ago, in July 2025, Microsoft laid off 4% of its employees, and that is 9,000 people losing their job. They are not just average people, they are talented people who work for Microsoft. And in my personal life, a couple of days ago, I saw a friend, and she is my best friend. Her name is Nhật, and she is a web developer. She shared with me that her company has replaced her team by half. And then, on top of that, she didn't receive the pay raise that they promised her at the beginning of the year. She was desperate. And now, that's when I know that the AI thing is not the headlines anymore. It's true. It's very personal. And I can see the worries in her eyes. So, right now, I will share to you this photo, this picture. Do you know The Simpsons? The cartoon? Yes. So, Mr. Simpson is described as this lazy man, very impulsive, a little bit silly. But you know what? At the age of 39 years old, despite being average, despite having just an ordinary job in a factory, he managed to have this big house, and he was able to afford his wife and 3 kids. Yeah, he had a lot of children. And his wife is a stay-at-home mom. So that means that his entire family depends on just one single income stream. And may I ask you a question? If this cartoon was created today, would it be famous? Probably not. Why? Because we couldn't believe that somebody like that could exist today, right? Because a life like his, very carefree, very affordable, very easy, is no longer for us. It's no longer for people who are average anymore. We as young people, we are trying harder and harder every single day. I know a lot of you take on 2 or 3 jobs and maybe pursuing master degree just like me, and we feel like we are not enough. Because as fast as we are, AI can always make it faster. We are average people. We have no leverage. So how can we compete? Right? But here I come up with something brilliant. Okay, so hear me out. Because AI is a machine, there's one thing that machine cannot replace. Can you guess what it is? Let me tell you. That is human connection. Yes, our connection. So here, that's when we enter the game. So what we will do now is to create your personal branding. Just gain the courage to share your thoughts, your ideas, your beliefs, your story, your life to other people in the world. I know that sounds scary because personal branding is seen as something very evil. Is seen as, this person is trying to make money. They are just doing marketing. But in this day and age, I truly believe that is a special power that we have. So, you know what? 10 years ago, a man named Steven, he decided that each day he would post his idea on his Instagram account every single day. And he wasn't a genius, but he committed. And now he became a major influencer, gaining 13 billion subscribers for his YouTube channel, and he's a billionaire. I'm inspired. I'm deeply inspired, just a little bit because of the money, but mostly because of the transformative journey that he has been through. And now I decided to change as well. I used to be a very introverted girl, just write her ideas into her journal like this. But now I decided to join Toastmasters so that one day my voice could be heard. And I encourage you as well to publish your ideas out there, share it in whatever form you like, YouTube videos, posts, TikTok, or even art. Because AI can take away our jobs, but it cannot take away your personality, the value that you build, your personality, and the gist that you create in the community, and also your sense of humor, if you have any. Okay, so I think that AI is truly a powerful tool, but you are a special edition that AI couldn't copy from Janet Blackpink. Okay, so thank you very much, and back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Wow, beautiful. AI is a very powerful tool, but we are the very unique addition. No one can replace us. Thank you, Toastmaster Maggie. I like the way she shared one of the things that very trendy nowadays, and almost nobody cares about AI, right? This is a very beautiful sharing from her. So appreciate that. I wish I can hear more story from her in the next meeting. Lovely sharing. So now I would love to invite on the stage Toastmaster Tuyên Nguyễn will report the time and a counter report.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Okay, it's either time for me to give the timing report. Well done to 3 speakers. I would say that all of you eligible to vote for the most favorite prepared speech. Toastmaster Thick, she got 7 minutes 11 seconds. Toastmaster Lin 5 minutes 51. Toastmaster Maggie 6 minutes 51. In terms of the filler words, let me give my observation. Toastmaster Thick 2 bus 3 end. Toastmaster Link 2 1 2 and 2 bird. Toastmaster Maggie she delivered a perfect speech, so she have no any filler sounds. Congratulations for all of speakers.
Wow, congratulations to all speakers. And let's see the Toastmaster Maggie's very first speech. So chatbot is booming because people really move from your sharing Toastmaster Maggie. Really impressive speech, even though it's the very first time to make it. Right, and once again, congratulations to all the speakers today. Very impressive sharing. So now please take 1 minute to vote for your favorite speaker. I know it's a very hard decision for us, but we have to take it. Right, Toastmaster Hoàng Linh, can you share the voting link for people? Oh, already, right? Okay, so let's take 1 minute to vote for your favorite speaker in prepare speech section. Prepare speech. Wow, how hard it is. Okay, I'm done. Yay, me too, I'm done. All right, so now we move to the next sections, and that will help us move to the next level. That is evaluation. Also, I have to say a final stop of us as the play with learning become grow. It's like the moonlight reflecting back to show us how bright we've become. So now I would love to welcome on the stage the evaluator for the first speaker. That is Toastmaster Tuấn Hiệp.
Shall we introduce the timing rule before we start?
Yeah, sure, of course.
Yeah, got it?
Yeah. Welcome on the stage, Toastmaster Tuyên Nguyễn. Introduce the rule for evaluation.
It's me again. For evaluation, the speaker will have between 2 minutes and 3 minutes and 30 seconds. I will show a green card at the 2 minutes, a yellow card at the 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and red card at the 3 minutes. It means speaker still have 30 seconds to wrap up the speech. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you. So remember, maximum time is 3 minutes and 30 seconds. So now, once again, welcomes on the stage the first evaluator for first speaker, Toastmaster Tuấn Hiệp. Invite me to welcome him on the stage.
Okay, let me start now. Before I start, can I see the timer? Can the timer raise your hand because I have to see the timer before I start? If you cannot, okay. Or I have to pin it her. No. Sorry. Can you raise hand? Toastmaster Tuyền. Okay, good. Okay. Do you know the best way to make a good speech? Is make you become confident. And Miss Tiet did it perfectly. Why? First, about her appearance. She got very nice rooms with nature sunlight that enlight her rooms and also her background. So, and with her very stunning face, and also she show her high level of confidence, we can all feel that she boosts our energy for the first word, or even she don't have to say, doesn't have to say any word. She shine like a diamond because her appearance. Whenever I see Miss Tiet, I feel that she's perfect. Even she speak good or not, even she has stumble in her stomach or not, she always feel confident with her speech, with her style. And also what I can hear about her speech is also very special and spectacular though. First, her speech has two layers, like something, I don't know, like bánh mì or things like that. But her speech has two layers. The first layer is a story. When she goes to the story about crossing the battlefield, that has two pathways. The first way is further, but it's safer. The second pathway is flood, is watery, not reach her neck, and it even almost killed her at that time. But she need security to keep her life maintained to this day and tell us her interesting story. And then she comes to the next level of her speech, which is the message. And when I heard to thanks to her energy, I feel that she had good enthusiasm for the first message, which is shortcut sometimes is not the good way to achieve success, especially when she crossed to the battlefield and she almost died. But then when I feel that what is the solution? If I want to achieve something to our life, do I have to experience everything by myself? And she give me the best solution for the problem. She make a turning point that achieve thing at least in a very confident way. Is just learn from all the footsteps. All in all, I think she did very good speech with two layers, and it makes everything amazing. Back to you, TOD.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Hiệp. Yay. He stopped very on time. Very constructive sharing. Thank you, evaluator 1. So now we move to the second evaluator, and with the second speed from Toastmaster Hoàng Linh. Right. Now I would love to invite on the stage second evaluator, Toastmaster Thắng Nguyễn. Yay. Welcome on the stage.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hưng Lee. So I think I was right to assume that his title was actually the title of one of the songs, rock songs, I guess. And so happy that you share your passion through your speech. And actually, through your speech today, I can immediately spot out your communication style. Let me explain more. Did everybody notice that why Toastmaster Huang Lin started his speech, he started first with his mind, and then as he told the story, described the story to everyone, his body was moving all the time. But it's not like a distraction to us, but it's more of uh, an ingredient that is added to make his speech more attractive, more interesting. You can see that with his hand movement, hand gestures, his body movement when he describes something to us. He always use his hand gesture, body movements to make them more clear to us. And I can feel the energy that he brings to the stage, even when we are listening online like this. That's the first thing that you have done really well. The second thing that I noticed throughout your speech that you have also done well is the way you describe your story very vividly, using a lot of descriptive words like electric shock to my toes. I have to stand up to work. All kinds of description that help me picture clearly in my head, and also I believe the audience as well, what it's like to go through surgeries and then having to come back to work, all kinds of things. They really have me, and the audience paint a clear picture in our head of what you are trying to tell us, and we understand your stories more. So two things you have done really well there. In terms of improvement, there are just two things that I want to share with you. The first thing is I noticed that at the start, you did not go straight to the point. You have a very good question that immediately hooked everyone, the audience. You ask everyone, do you think that a single visit to the hospital can turn into a nightmare? That is such a good question. I mean, I immediately hooked. Like, I want to know more. How can that one single visit turn into a nightmare? Please tell me more. So if you start with that first question without saying, okay, so today I will talk about, I will try to identify my communication, just go strictly. The second point is to work on your conclusion. I feel that you're a bit rushy at the end, so work on your conclusion, try to implement your call to action for the audience there. So overall, great job, Toastmaster Huang Lin. I look forward to hearing more of your speeches in the future.
Yay, thank you, Toastmaster Tang Nguyen. His desire is also mine. I wish to listen more to Toastmaster Hoàng Linh for another story, maybe nightmare or daymare or afternoon mare. Just kidding. Right, it's a very constructive sharing. I believe all of us can learn from the evaluator today. So now we move to the very last evaluator who will evaluate for Toastmaster Thảo Nhien's speech. Welcome on the stage our trainer, or we say evaluator number 3, Toastmaster Felix, on the stage.
So firstly, congratulations Toastmaster Maggie for an impressive performance. So from the very first moment you start, you immediately caught us attention by your calm, gorgeous voice that I mentioned before, and the confident energy that you put in your speech. The most amazing thing about you is that not your appearance, not your voice, but how well you structure your speech. The speech was structured as the problem, the result, and then the solution. And each part of that, you put in example and data to make it really clear and logical. It's made even the toughest evaluator finds hard to find the flaw in that. So your speech addition was really beautiful structure. So first thing, the next thing I want to say beside the structure is that the presentation, your eyes shows confidence when you always look straight into the camera. Your voice is beautiful, and even the camera, I cannot see the upper body below, but it's still enough that I can see you moving your hand, to describe it, and then really impressive. If next time you could make you shine more by move your a little bit far away from the camera, then I can see you a little bit better, see your emotions, see your describing idea. Next, talking about the content, I like the way you start your speech with the thing that I say in my training, tap, tease, and transport. You start your speech with a tap. That's an image, proper image, and you choose image. And that's a stunning image. Let's catch my attention right away. And then you tease us by a question. A question. Do you ever think about that? So I would tease, I would tap, and then you trans into right into the structure, the content. Okay. When you talk about the result of the AI, you use a little bit too much data. It's make your speech a little bit dry and not really and it's not put the emotion enough to make the later part as an explosion. I think that you need to put a little more what I said, personal experience inside. And then the same problem also happened with the later part. When you mention about the solution, you talk about the influencer as an example, and then your experience as an example. But I hasn't heard enough about you. What did you do? I know what did you do, but it's not enough. And I need more emotion, more of your thinking to shine more. I'm just being kind of really tough because I have been the evaluator for so many speeches, and this is the first time I feel so hard to evaluate. So sorry if I say anything wrong, but you do everything nearly perfect. And if you put a little bit more personal experience and more emotion, your speech will shine. Thank you. Back to Judy.
Thank you, Toastmaster Felix. Really like instructive, like constructive and insightful sharing from Maggie. Lovely. So now I love to invite on the stage our timer, Tuyên Nguyễn. We report the time of 3 evaluators today.
Welcome back to share the timing report. Okay, and again, congratulations on the evaluation. I'm glad to say that people did have a great performance. Evaluation. Toastmaster Hiệp, he got 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Toastmaster Thắng, 3 minutes and 21 seconds. Toastmaster Felix, 3 minutes and 30 seconds. So congratulations for all of that. Eligible for voting. About the filler words, let me give my observation. Toastmaster Hiệp, 2 bird, 1 end. Toastmaster Thắng, 3 one end and 1 soul. Toastmaster Felix, 3 end, 3 and 1 I hope this feedback is helpful for evaluator to stay aware and improve next time. Thank you. Back to TOD.
Thank you. Then we have a very detailed report, and we realize that how much filler work we have. It's lovely sharing. So now we move to another exciting section. Can you get what is it? Tell me your guess. Now, that is taking picture. Okay, no sleep. Taking picture first, everyone, before we move to the exciting or scary part. Right, I'm just kidding. Now, let's smile. I will compare you 2 hours ago with you nowadays in this moment. Now, everyone, smile. Let's see your smile is different or brighter. Okay, over the moon. Okay, 3, 2, Okay, well, it's like brighter because we have adventure to the moon, right? Okay, so thank you, everyone. We move to another scaring part. That is voting section. Let's vote, everyone. Let's vote. Yes. And then after voting section, we move to the evaluation for the training section today. Right. So at the very beginning, we have very outstanding or impressive training from Toastmaster Felix. And in every training, we have an evaluator to have our trainings improve. You can learn from this because you can be the next trainer in the meeting. So now I would love to invite on the stage Toastmaster Tuấn Hiệp will be the trainings evaluator. Welcome on the stage, Toastmaster Tuấn Hiệp.
Um, when I read the book How to Give a Speech from Gray Jernat, he is a master of public speaking who traded for many companies and also big entities throughout the America, and also he's got a caused very big impact on the social, especially about public speaking. He had a statement that credibility is the most important thing to start a conversation. So how Felix give us the feeling of trust, and also how we can believe in Felix. First, he always emphasized on what is the most important thing of this training session, thanks to the reason why we are here. He mentioned to the story of his classes about the secondary school student who always annoying and also abusing for all the time, and how he can manage with that, and also what is the relation with us thanks to the public speaking, how to engage other from the first word. That's a good point, Felix. Another good point, Felix, that I can see is that above the content of triple T. Do you remember triple T? Can you send me in the chat box? Okay. I hope to see it. But above that, he showed us how to manage all those skills well, thanks to giving us this example. It is very simple and also impactful to all those people. Thanks, and whenever every speaker and also every learners who see this example, they know exactly what to do next. Tap, tease, and transport. These two simple words has been combined to create a wonderful formula to everyone to achieve bigger impact on the first word. The third point that I really love from Felix is her high level of confidence. Thanks to his wonderful presentation, that Mr. Quỳnh Anh Miss Quỳnh Anh has copied it. Yeah. His sorry for mis so for misgender, but his presentation is so well, and Quỳnh Anh has copied it. So this visual aid help us to see everything well. It boosts his not only his confidence, but it's also a wonderful visual aid to help everybody here to see thoroughly, and also very impactful. Yeah. About the thing that I hope that Felix can improve for the next time. First, he have three words that let's start with the letter T, tap, tease, and transport. But he has to give the room for everybody here to practice before we move to the table topic session, because the table topic session is impromptu speaking, so they don't have the chance to think, analyze, and absorb all this knowledge well. So you have to give all the audience the chance to practice one or twice to show their level of confidence, or to make sure that everybody can understand thoroughly what you transferred throughout your training session. Okay, all in all, I think this is very wonderful training session because he just he just transcend everything that Craig Valentine conquered to us. So I have nothing to complain about about the content, and the way that he delivered it is perfect. So I love it, and I hope that he can make for many more training sessions with the collaboration with Miss Quỳnh Anh. So back to TLD. This is the end of my evaluation.
Thank you, Toastmaster here. Very wonderful evaluation. You make people laugh and smile. You shine the room. That's even it's the end. Like you give us a lot of endorphin to be happy. Even it's really end. Thank you, Tanhia. Lovely sharings. Very constructive feedback also. Right, so now I love to invite on the stage a very powerful person that will give us something scary or maybe lovely. I don't know. Let's listen about him. Welcome on the stage the Sandra Evaluator, Toastmaster Vilchen, to give us the Sandra feedback.
Thank you very much, Madam President. And you lost me at powerful, but I will provide you a general evaluation anyway. So, at the very beginning of the meeting, or just before the beginning, we had the president, Madam Twinkie, and as we all know, her smile just really lightens up the whole room. And she was extremely welcoming, really wonderful, welcoming everybody, making everybody feel at ease, and just really easing everybody into the meeting. So that was really good, as she normally does. And very enjoyable engagement from the president, asking what will you take to the moon, making sure that everybody at the beginning of the meeting is just warming up and easing in, and just making sure that everything was lighthearted and entertaining. And again, just always being smiling, always being pleasant, always welcoming everybody in. And it's just that demeanor that just really brings in that everybody in. And that was fantastic. So let's move on to the table topics. So Gwinan, again, another person who has a really wonderful smile, very pleasant, and has a very lovely presence in the room. Great engagement, and was really good tie-in with the table topics to the lesson, trying to get us all to apply what we learned in the workshop to the table topics. The questions were very challenging, which is a good thing. It was a good theme about the Mid-Autumn Festival, which some of us may not be familiar with, which leads me to a suggestion for improvement, and that is try to think about the audience that you are catering for. Not everybody will understand what a Mid-Autumn Festival is. So it's a good idea that in a situation where not everybody understands what it is, just to give a brief introduction to what it is so that people can actually answer those questions. The other suggestion I would make for improvement is don't choose the person first and ask the question. Ask the question first, because by asking the question first, then choosing the person, you give us all a chance to actually think about an answer, and just gives us that little bit of buffer space. But otherwise, it was an extremely well done table topic session, and just leading everybody and giving a really good segue between each speaker and giving them that really great encouragement. So that was fantastic. With Toastmaster Duin, it was a really good introduction to her role, and a really good timing and almanac counts, and being able to count that all. That was really good to do those two roles. They're quite tricky roles. On the face of it, it looks easy, but it really isn't. And so well done, Duin, to do those two roles. It was a good evaluation from each speaker. It went beyond just talking about the evaluation form, but it was really good that they were able to produce some sort of context to this speaker. So it was a really good introduction from each evaluator. So I'm now just going to evaluate each speaker very, very quickly. Don He, it was really good that he had a good hook to hook us all in at the beginning. The only issue there is asking, oh, can you now time me or put the clock on first? Challenge Don He to be able to time himself first, but his tone was very encouraging. But I will say, do concentrate on evaluating the speech. His speech was too concentrated on the speaker's looks and how she presented herself. You really should be evaluating the speech itself. The next speaker, Tan Nguyen, this is a big mistake a lot of people make in evaluation. You don't speak directly to the speaker. You evaluate to the audience for the audience's benefit. Make sure when you speak or evaluate, you evaluate the person in the third person. Try not to talk about the subject, talk about the delivery of the speech itself. But it was a very good call on picking the conclusion and asking the speaker to strengthen their conclusion. Going on to Felix, I'm running out of time. It's good encouragement, good comment on the voice and delivery. Again, don't speak to the speaker directly. It was good that he was able to evaluate by tying it to the workshop. And good suggestions about suggesting more emotion, but I would have to say for each speaker, I've now run out of time, for each speaker, don't speak to the person, speak to the person in the third person, and speak more about their speech, the way they delivered the speech rather than the subject itself. What we do is we evaluate to motivate, and we have to give technical feedback for them to improve. That now concludes my assignment. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Very successful assignment, Bill. Thank you so much. Wow, I love, as I said, I love to hear the report from Bill. And Bill also the favorite GE of a lot of people. Thank you. Very so kind and constructive feedback for us. So appreciate your time, your efforts to give us beautiful sharing. So now I love everyone. Please take a moment to vote for your favorite key role holder today. Yeah, you look so kind actually. Yeah, look so kind. I'm waiting for some like something bad, but no, he too kind. Right, so vote for your favorite key role holder today, please. Right, we have TOD, timer, standard evaluator, training section evaluator, table topic master, and trainer. Wow, very hard decision for me. Okay, did you finish? Yay, great. All right, so yes, today is a weekend, Saturday. You spend the whole evening with syllable, so appreciate your time and efforts. And now I would love to share the certificate of recognitions and achievement for the meeting today. Right, so some of people that win the hearts of majority of people. So now I would love to congratulate some of the people here. First of all, yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Felix, for give us a very beautiful and I should say surprising, a lot of wonderful training with a lot of surprise insights. Thank you, Felix, so much. We have picture of you, so don't need take time to take picture anymore. But thank you so much. We have a certificate for recognitions. Beautiful sharing. I hope, Felix, you can help other trainer in the next meeting to be a excellent trainer like you. Appreciate your sharing today. So now we move to the favorite previous speech speaker. Drum roll, everyone. Let's guess. No other than Toastmaster Maggie. Toastmaster Thảo Nhiên. Yay! Very charming picture from her. Okay, yeah, congratulations, Toastmaster Thảo Nhiên. So surprised that it's the first time to deliver the speech. It's like she's like a very professional speaker already. She captures the audience attentions in the whole meeting. Thank you, Thảo Nhiên, for delivering a so beautiful speech today. And now we move to the favorite evaluator. Favorite table topic speaker. Let's guess. Favorite table topic speaker. Drum roll, drum roll, drum roll. Toastmaster Nguyệt Chu. Woohoo! Yay, yay, yay. She's moving.
Hey. When you can give this picture.
Surprise! Lot of surprise to you. It's cute and outstanding and different. You're always unique in ours. Let's come back to become our idol. This was a good too, right? Congratulations to you. Thank you so much because still spending time with us, even very hectic schedule. And now we move to the favorite evaluator, our guest. Toastmaster Thằng Nguyễn. Yay! Congratulations, Thằng Nguyễn. Very handsome guy. Yay! Congratulations. We find this picture from your Facebook. Thank you. Hope to see you more and more in our meeting.
Why he feels so skinny at that time? I think he's very big and also bulky and strong right now. When you have this skinny picture,
Everyone
he's much
changed.
stronger than right now.
Yes, everyone changed through the time. Right? We can change. We can become beautiful, bigger, handsome, something like that. We always change. Right. Okay, congratulations, Thằng Nguyễn. We hope that you, Thằng Nguyễn, you can become our next trainer and next member. Right. Thank you for a great evaluation today. And last but not least, favorite key row holder. Favorite key row holder. Drum roll, everyone. Drum roll. Key row holder, please. That is Toastmaster. Toastmaster. Let's guess. Let's get everyone. Guess. No other than our handsome GE, Toastmaster Musicians, the idol of us. Yay! The idol of the meeting, the GEs, the general evaluator. Really appreciates her report, his reports. Okay, so now everyone, congratulations to all the favorite Kira holder today. Hey, and you also our favorite Kira holder. Right, once again, thank you so much everyone for joining with Sea Level today. Together we shine on the moon. All right, so once again, really appreciate your time and your efforts. Remember, we always together shine at the top level. Thank you so much everyone. Let's become our next trainer and next Kira holder. Thank you and see you in the next meeting. Have a great night. Lovely.
Thank you.
See you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Good night,
Bye.
everyone. Bye bye.
Bye. Good night.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye bye anh. That's Lord.